Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to do another Orzhov Greed deck. Now, when I looked at the last time I played, was it the Omniscience deck? I got really excited about Collector's Vote again. And it's just one of those cards that every time I'm not playing it, I miss it. It's such a crazy good card. It's a 2-mana artifact that just says tap 2, tap, draw a card, discard a card, and get a treasure. Which means now we get ramp spells in almost any deck. And we get a ramp spell that also helps us filter our draws, which is insane in Best of 1. Because the biggest disadvantage in Best of 1 when you play control or combo is kind of having those situational cards that may not work against specific opponent. With Collector's Vote, just like back in the days when we used to run Celestus, is that we get to get rid of them and get better cards into our hand. And that's why Collector's Vote is such a favorite of mine. And also, I am a collector, so, you know, I love this flavor of this card as well. So, we get to ramp with Collector's Vote. We also get to ramp with Terminus of Return. And the best thing about it is, Terminus, even though it is a legendary artifact, if we have one on board, we can just drop the rest to Collector's Vote and not feel too bad about having to discard cards from our hand. So that's what helps us filter. Another advantage in this deck is that we can sack the Terminus or bargain it to the Beseech the Mirror and get out whatever spell we want. And the great thing about Orzhov Greed is, well, we're actually, really honed in on Beseech the Mirror ability, which means any point, if we need Greed's Gambit, we'll get Greed's Gambit. If we don't need Greed's Gambit, if we need to search out a Harmless Offering to give away our Greed's Gambit, we can do that as well. If we need a Day of Judgment, we can search that out and wipe our opponent's board. If we need Demonic Pact to close out the game because our opponent, maybe they're tapped out, maybe we know that they're not going to interact with the Demonic Pact and we get to get some value, we get to drop Demonic Pact. So Beseech the Mirror really gets us any card we want in the deck. And for 4 mana, if you get to tutor a card from your deck and play it, that is an insane mana ability. Or the insane ability for the amount of mana it costs, right? And that's what I love about this. And there's a lot of things we can sack to Beseech the Mirror. Not only Terminus of Return, we can sack Nowhere to Run. It did its job. It came out onto the board. It killed a creature. We can sack Rest in Peace. If we don't need Graveyard Hate, sacking Rest in Peace is perfect timing. We can sack Collector's Vault after we drew all those cards and build up all of our treasure base. Collector's Vault can go. We sack it for an important card that will win us the game that turn. So Orzhov Greed is probably the best way to play the greedy deck. And now, Greed's Gambit is the combo that the deck is named after, right? It's a 4-mana enchantment that says whenever it enters, you get 3 bats, 6 life, and or you get 3 cards, draw 3 cards, 6 life, and 3 bats. When it dies, you have to sack 3 creatures, discard 3 cards, and lose 6 life, which is a lot of downside. At the end of turn, you got to discard a card, lose 2 life, and sack a creature, which all of that is an important downside to keep in mind. But with this deck, we're just going to give it to our opponent. They take all the downsides, we take all the upsides. And you can even Harmless Offering Demonic Pact to win the game, because there's 4 modes. You choose mode 1, 2, and 3, and then when we get to the 4th mode, we just choose, your opponent lose. So that is something that we can do. And I thought about running, what is that card? Zuko in the deck, right? Because we also have the Exile Zuko return to the battlefield under opponent's control. But I couldn't really slot it in. I couldn't really figure out where Zuko will work in this deck. And we're not really that Rakdos, right? We're more Orzhov, so I couldn't fit that card in. But I'm sure I'm going to see comments about running Zuko, and I thought about it. It's an important card in the Rakdos gift, or in Rakdos CatPack, but in Orzhov CatPack, I couldn't think of it. And I really wanted to run Orzhov because of these 2 cards. The dodge, not so much because we can always beseech it out, but Stillskin, really good turn 1 drop, right? Once we drop Stillskin, our opponent's going to always be on the back foot and figure out, when is that, gift coming? When is that bad gift coming? And then if I drop Rest in Peace, it stops all of the graveyard decks just in their track until they can get rid of Rest in Peace. So that's the whole idea of the deck. And, well, let's talk about the deck list. So turn 1, we have 2 Stillskin. Very good turn 1 drop to just start getting tempo advantage where our opponent's going to think about, do I want to remove Stillskin? And this deck, if our opponent's not fast, we're just going to win. Our opponent needs to be fast against us. And Stillskin slows them down because they have to interact with him. We also have 4 Duress, which just go into our opponent's hand and discard their important combo piece or important removal piece, and then we can just do the rest, right? So this is a very good start. Then, turn 2, we got our ramp. 4 Terminus of Return and 4 Collector's Vault. These are the good ramp cards that you want to drop on turn 2. But you don't always get to do that, because your opponent's, turn 1 Landward Elf, turn 2 badgermole. We have 4 Nowhere to Run to start removing things. And then we also have 3 Rest in Peace. If our opponent's graveyard deck, don't feel too bad about just dropping Rest in Peace in turn 2 and getting rid of all of their graveyards as soon as possible if you don't have ramp. If you do have ramp, don't drop Rest in Peace yet. You need to ramp out into mana first. We don't play the Harmless Offering turn 3, obviously. That's not a turn 3 play. That's for later. Turn 3, hopefully we'll have 4 mana because of some of the ramp, or maybe with 1 mana, 2 mana play on turn 3. But for 4 mana, we want to have these cards, right? Greed's Gambit is probably the best card in the deck. Demonic Pact is sort of our secondary win con. Don't rely on it too much, but it's there for a reason. That's why there's only 2 in the deck. There's 3 Day Judgments. I couldn't slot in 4, but don't worry. It's technically 7 Day Judgments in the deck if you count the 4 Beseech the Mirror. And Beseech the Mirror, with Terminus of Return and Collector's Vault and Rest in Peace and Nowhere to Run, really any of our turn 2 play out, means we'll always be able to bargain something. And if we need a Day of Judgment, we'll Day of Judgment, right? Our opponent will never get a white board on us because we have Nowhere to Run in the Day of Judgments. And our opponent will never get a Tempo board on us because we have Greed's Gambit to get, really insane tempo swing. We get 3-1, 2-1 bats, so our opponent can't, out-tempo or out-board presence us. We get 3 card draws, so they can't card advantage us. And we gain 6 life, so they can't really burst us down. And that's our, hopefully, turn 3, if not turn 4 play. And even if we have to, eat the downside of Greed's Gambit for 1 turn, the turn after that, we're just going to Harmless Offering them. Right, give it back to them. And so we can Harmless Offer by using the treasure. We can also Harmless Offer by using one of the starting town mana. So the land base wise, we're gonna run 24 lands, a little bit of ramp, but of course these kind of ramp spells do require us to hit our mana on curve. So we're gonna have 4 Multiversal Passage and 4 starting town, 4 Bleachbone Verge, 4 Concealed Courtyard, and 4 Godless Shrine to make sure we hit the early curve mana. And then we have 2 plains and 2 swamps, even though the Bleachbone Verge does default to black. We do need more black mana pips than white mana pips, so that's why there's more black lands. And that's the whole deck, right? That's Orzhov Greed. Very simple deck, but I think Collector's Vault will put it over the edge as how good it is. Let's go into the game and see how well we will do. Alright, our opponent is Asgaroth. Festive Fighter. Asgaroth. I mean, I'm also a Festive Fighter, but that needs to go soon. I wonder at what point can I change. Do I wait till the Lorwyn set comes out? I mean, I can change anytime, obviously, but I don't know if there's another title that I want to change to. Or go back to Collector. I am a Collector. Let me duress you. Look, I can't duress anything because they're just creature. Classic. Alright, we bolt the bird here. I guess we bolt the bird. We bolt that bird. Is badgermole time? We're gonna bolt that bird too. Every bird gets bolted. Leyline Weaver. Name red? I do have a starting town already. I don't think I need to name red, right? I have black. I just need white. Just kill this now. Here comes the badgermole. And the Leyline Weaver. Yeah, they don't have to pause for a second here. Well, we're gonna get greedy and see if that helps. It didn't. Like, I can donate. Well, depending on if I die next turn or not, right? Definitely want to donate. Or a Boroid. Yeah, I might. Might not even have the time. It's fine, we got the Beseech. I can survive for 2 turns of sacking stuff. Blue. Oh no, that board is so scary. We'll bargain. Wait. I mean, I bargain, I get dodge, right? If I double attack, he blocks one. I'm still gonna get dodge. Here we go. Dodge. Tap. I do have to discard a card. But hey, you know, they're down to one card. If the land were out. And they're not gonna like this. Here, you be greedy. I'm done with my greed. You be greedy. Ow. You sure you wanna not play it? Ooh, nowhere to run. I'm just gonna pass turn. I'm sorry, your Simic deck isn't gonna... Oh wow, okay. That's a nice stop deck. It's very, very apt timing. Ah, you play a land. Play your Quantum Riddler again. Look at that. It's gonna get all the cards back. Dude, I mean, that doesn't draw you that many cards. And they all go away, so I'm gonna draw a card here. Is there a point to Duressing him? You gotta discard a card. Alright, we'll go to my turn. Not the greatest. But we'll live with it. We drop that Collector's Vault. Do I have Beseech? Do I have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not enough for Gambit and Beseech, so I'm just gonna pass turn here. Hardcast Riddler. You know it's just gonna die, right? I'm sorry, opponent. But, your Riddler's not long for the world. Cast a creature. I mean, I guess if he casts a badgermole. He does cast a badgermole. So attack is 1/1. We get a Demonic Pact. That's not too bad. He's got one Quantum Riddler. I don't know if that Quantum Riddler is really gonna hit us for anything insane. I can also just Grease Gambit. Honestly, let's just do it. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna not hit anything through all of that. Let's sack our Nowhere to Run. Don't need that many. Let's search for a Harmless Offering. It's harmless. Right? Very harmless. He drew 2 cards! What kind of hack is that? Or a Boroid? Alright. You gotta sack 2 creatures at the end of turn, so I hope it works out for you. Nope, didn't work out. Nice Simic deck, jerkface. Alright, our opponent is André Brunetti. Festive Fighter. And the opponent's going first. I mean, okay, this is a doable hand. Not the greatest, it depends on what our opponent's doing, but I'm just gonna say it's doable. Let me Duress you. Oh, there's a Flood Mole? Okay. We gotta kill the Badger Mole, but we can kill the Badger Mole, so at least least we're not too far behind doing that. So they just go Sentinel. Yeah, no, I still gotta kill the badgermole. No reason to hold this many nowhere to runs in my hand, right? Also, the Concealed Courtyard is kind of wild. Granted. He's got a 1-drop? He does have a 1-drop. Do I kill the Duress? This is kind of tricky, right? I might have to kill the Duress because he gets 4 mana here. But then I take a whole turn off and I don't do anything. If he gets a 2 mana play, no, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Because if he gets a map and just maps it on the Duress, then he gets 3. This is fine. Well, I wouldn't say fine, but this is a respectable board now. A respectable board that I'm gonna wipe. Get out of here. Another Duress. Nice top deck. Flop Maul. He doesn't want the Flop Maul. It's gonna pump it to 3. Gets a land. Okay, it's pumped it to 2. Oh boy. That's a card. You can definitely stop the Demonic Pact, to be fair, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. You just deal 4 damage. He lets those 4 damage through. Maybe he has a counterspell. Land War Elf. Oh, no, he's just gonna GG. Because he knows I'm gonna make him discard. So, alright. Didn't even get greedy. Alright, our opponent is Shohei? Yeah, stick to baseball, please. We go first. 1 lander. Oh boy. Would I draw another land? I get 1 turn to draw another land. If I don't, I lose. If I do draw another land, then we have a game. But I can't play the Stillskin. So, small again that. We'll keep this. Do I put away the Duress? It's wild. I'm gonna put away the Duress. Start with the Stillskin. Oh, what? You jerk. What did my Stillskin ever do to you? Guess we collect. Dude, is our opponent just seam rep the deck? If they have blue, I'm just gonna quit. No blue, so at least we have that going for us. Alright, let's get greedy. Dude! What? Yo, that's not how the game goes. It gives me the free draw and the free 6? Man. Thank you! Thank you, opponent. Whoops. Yep, that's what happens when you're impatient. Right, our opponent is Tetovich. I am the Tetovich. I go first. I don't know why I made him sound like that. I got Terminus, but oh man, that's not gonna happen for like 3 turns. We still do it. I mean, like, the combo is here, right? I still think we do it, but, man. It's gonna be hard. These will all come and play untapped. If I get another land, it won't, but it is what it is. Oh, Oblivious Bookworm. Let's see who wins on turn 2. I mean, he's probably going to win on turn 4. I don't think there was a way for me to hit there unless I get my Rest in Peace. That's not the Rest in Peace. I mean, I guess I can Besiege into it next turn. Oh, it's gonna lose my Terminus just to Besiege into the Ripto Piso? That doesn't feel very good. I mean, since there's only one Bringer, I don't know if that's even something I need to hit that soon. And he can just blow it up, so... Like, if he just blows it up, I don't know if I have what it takes. Second Bookworm? He has a land, right? There's a stick. There's definitely a land. He's deciding what to play. If there's too many things in a graveyard, that's where it gets tricky. Why would he not play a land? He doesn't have a land? Oh man. He doesn't have land number 2? Oh, he's gonna regret that. Not having land number 2 is wrong. You gotta have land number 2, right? I would think. I'll try the Demonic Pact. I don't know, because... land number 3, I mean. Because I know this. I mean, he's going to try to Cavero us. No black. So he can't actually blow any of our stuff up. He might just have a bounce spell. Yeah, it probably is just a bounce spell. Smuggler Surprise. Wow, okay. Return 2 lands. He wants to give arrow. I would like to draw 2 cards. Those aren't great cards, I gotta say. I thought I would be able to get better cards, but... guess we'll have to Duress him. There's 2 Caveros, but I think that's fine. Sacked our tournament. You got 2 Caveros. Could be a shame when you don't have a graveyard no more. What happened to Caveros now? You want to play a 4/4? Dead drop a 4/4. Nice. Draw and discard. Draw and discard again. Okay. You discard 2 cards, please. Probably lands, to be honest. Oh, just gonna GG? I didn't even give you the pack yet. Tetovich. Rest in peace. Alright, our opponent is Rip Kobe 101. I don't know if it's too soon or too late, but probably not something you want to put in a game. Alright, well, opponent goes first. We got nowhere to run. has a small consolation for going second. They're gonna turn 1 alpha, so our nowhere to run isn't even gonna do anything. Bristly Bill. Can't even kill the Bristly Bill now. Now I can kill it. Nice fetch. Earthbender's Ascension. I'm gonna name Red. And a Terminus of Return. Let's see how scary the next turn is. Do I have to take Judgment? Otherwise I would just go greedy. It's pretty scary. Landware Elf. Either way, I think I Duress him, right? So, we'll start with the Duress. What's even in your hand? Oh, a third Earthbenders? Yeah, let's not have that. Then I'm gonna go greedy. I'm gonna go very greedy. Okay, at this point, I don't think I need this Duress. Saga Bat. Mossborn Hydra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 mana. Dude, you just gonna unload like that? It's not smart. It's just not smart to unload like that. Oh, and GG. I didn't even need to give him the greed. He was too greedy on his own. Alright, our opponent is Jocameix. 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 Jocameix, our opponent, go first. Nah, we got Still Skin. Maybe Still Skin will live. That's a very ambitious maybe. Run both Still Skin. Two white mana. Wonder Weave Aerials. Yeah, he's not living. We're eating like a Shelter by Ghost, if you've ever seen one. Or a Seam Rip. There it is. Did I have another one? They always have another one. I have a lot of lands, so the game is gonna be won or lost just by me drawing lands, right? I drew 5 lands out of 9 cards. There was no coming out of that. Beseech the Mirror. I can't beseech. I attack, he blocks. I lose a Still Skin, I gain the 1 life. He's not putting it on this anyways. It flies now. That also flies. They all fly now. It double flies. It's flying so high. Down to 10. The land. Well, we gotta do this. Give us a little time to block. And no, I mean, might have been better if I attacked here. be honest. Double strike. I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do. Like block and Day of Judgment and give him the Still Skin. There's a shelter. See, sheltering my greed, I just lose everything, right? What the fuck? Come on. Does he have a second shelter? Is he just trolling me? Okay. He really wants to fly. That means I'm gonna go down to 12. If I block this, I take 6. If I don't block, I go down to 12. Is there a reason why I don't block? Like, I don't get anything out of not blocking here. Alright, so I want to Still Skin to give him this. But if I do, I just take this damage on the face and I die. So, I'm gonna go attack for 1. Wow. I had to take 2 just to do this. Yeah, because I need the... Well, do I? I can Multiversal Passage this turn. Name white? Name black. And then next turn I can just use the starting now. Name black. Is in her tap. Gotta discard a card. Spellbook Vendor, so it will be some damage. For sure. I was gonna shelter my Gambit. I gotta discard 3 cards now. Do I discard a Gambit? I mean, he does have the best card to... Okay. I was gonna say, he does have the best card to draw, but... I kind of return the favor there. I let him draw. If he gets a protection spell, he will protect the vendor. And then my Nowhere to Run will not hit, so... Let's kill that first. I'll draw 3! And gain 6 life. Oh! You're gonna leave? I only got 1 bat! I was supposed to get 3 bats. Loser. Alright, our opponent is Moss MTG. Mossy. Mossy the Bossy. We go first. I mean, there's a lot of collector votes. I'm happy. But we're gonna have to take some damage just to Duress him. What deck you're running? Tragic Trajectory, Graveyard, Exile, Ketramose deck. Okay, so we're both control. Both wonky Orzhov control, honestly. But he is... No, I thought you were Orzhov. I thought you were cool, but I should have known. I saw the Fluff Farm Verge and the Watery Grave. Those are not Orzhov cards. I think there's a land that I need to play this turn, so... Just pass the turn, see what he does. He has counter spells because he has blue, so I gotta be careful with that. I guess we just blow up, build up a mana base. Interest attacks, exile 1 card. Okay. And then he creates a clue. That's not great, huh? Those are not great cards. Why did I get a Beseech? Do I want to Beseech anything? I could Beseech the treasure. But he has so many blue mana. Like, Beseeching the Treasure here might not be in my best interest. Because if he has counters... I mean, does this deck have enough mana to also run counter spells? He's got Catramoles, he's got Flankers. But he probably also has removal. Yeah, do I just Day of Judgment this Raven? Well, he only gets a clue if it's a creature, right? Yeah. If it's not a creature, it doesn't get anything. So, how much would I care? There's the Catramoles. If I get an untapped land, oh, he's gonna get it next turn. That's only if I'm not gonna block. He does have a land to play, so he's just thinking about which land. Does he have Spell Pierce in that deck too? Oh, it's kind of gonna be a Seam Rip, I think, for that kind of stick. Yeah, also this is an Exile deck, so probably a Seam Rip. Seam Rip my treasure. No, Seam Rip Collector's Book. Alright, I'll use it. He can see this, right? I don't know if I want him to see this. Do I care about the Day of Judgment? Do I need 2 Harmless Offerings? What am I offering him? You know what? I don't need a Day of Judgment. Can I get untapped land? One time. One time, deck. Come on. No. 0 times. Deck trolls me. Actually, there might still be a chance. What Bargain Collector's Vault? 4. Greed's Gambit. I still get to draw 3 cards. So, you know, there's still a chance. And there it was. Harmless Offering. There you go. You can have this. Go draw some cards and exile some stuff. You must love it. I don't have cards in the graveyard, right? Yeah, nope. He can probably try to activate Catramoles this turn by exiling both our graveyards. I don't care too much about that. Ains, Iceberg on... Yo, that's... No, don't do it. Whoops. That's not how it works. Is it stuck? At left play. Right? Yeah. There it is. Draw a card. Gain 1 life, lose 1 life, and then the trigger goes on the stack. Sack 3 creatures. I'm sorry, opponent, you should have read the card. Reading the card explains the card. Alright, so we get our Terminus. We get our Collector's Vault. And then we get the attack down. Down to 7. I'm sorry, opponent, you did that. You did that whole thing wrong. Another Catramoles. Still can't attack with it. He's gonna give it back to me?
Secret tunnel.
Why would you do that? I have lethal. You just gave me lethal. Alright, GG Moss MTG. I'm sorry. When you play Orzhov, you gotta learn how to play the cards. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those greedy games, how does this deck feel? I was right about Collector's Vault. I think we won most of the games on the back of Collector's Vault. And now a few of the games, of course, it is really just about Beseech the Mirror into Day of Judgment. And with so many badgermole decks out there, this is the combo you need to stop those turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 snake, right? Turn 1 elf into turn 2 mole into turn 3 snake. We turn 3 Day of Judgment them. You got a white board, they're all pumped. Don't matter, they're gone now. So that is something that we can do. You can also Greed's Gambit, which will give you a turn to block, and Greed's Gambit draws you 3 cards, and those 3 cards probably will have either a Beseech the Mirror or Day of Judgment in there to let you blow up the board. Now you eat the negative sides of Greed's Gambit probably for 2 turns in that case, but that's fine. Eating it for 2 or 3 turns is not too bad, because as soon as we give it to our opponent, they gotta eat it every turn. And you saw in that last game where our opponent, no, actually not just that last game, in a few games, our opponent don't know how Greed's Gambit's interaction works, and they kill the Greed's Gambit on their side, or they exile it on their side, and guess what? If you exile it on your side, you gotta eat all the downsides. So that's the beauty of Greed's Gambit, right? You give it to your opponent, and there's nothing they can do to interact with it. There's absolutely nothing they can do. They will have to eat all the downsides. The only thing I can imagine them doing, if there's somehow a blue temple deck, is they into the Flood Maul, Greed's Gambit, you know, once we already give it to them, right? Let's assuming that scenario. They into the Flood Maul, Greed's Gambit, and then Tashana's Tidebinder, the Leaves ability, which altogether is 4 mana, which for a Dimir Temple deck, that's a lot of mana. And once they do all of that, we'll just cast our Greed's Gambit again, we'll give it to them again. So, this is something that almost no one can stop as soon as it is on their side. And what they need to do, actually, is to stop the Greed's Gambit from being thrown at them as soon as possible, but not that many people play around that. And there's not that many enchantment removal in Standard that people are actively putting into their deck. And that's how we're winning all of our games. Very fun deck. Very strong deck. Actually, surprisingly strong. I would say this is almost tier 1. And not because the cards in there are unbeatable or the combo in there is insanely broken. But it's really just because of what the meta is currently at, right? So many Landwar Elf and badgermole decks out there relies on having creatures or nowhere to run into Day of Judgment gets rid of their creatures. So we can hard counter that side of the meta. And then the other side of the meta is all graveyard shenanigans. Our Rest in Peace counters that. And you saw in that Cavero's deck where we just Beseech the Mirror into Rest in Peace, and our opponent just quits, because what are they going to do, right? We took out an entire strategy with 1 tutor. So that is how I feel about this deck. I love it. I love this Greed's Gambit deck, and I had so much fun today. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.